week 14 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few guards I've looked to add this week. The first guy, Ayo Dazamunu of the Chicago Bulls. Danamusu, he's been pretty decent over the last few games here, is the rookie. On the season for Danamusu, 6.7 points a game, 2.1 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 53% from the field. But the last couple weeks here for him, 9 points a game, 2.3 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.4 threes a game, and 57% from the field. So right now, he's available in 94% of fantasy leagues here is Danamusu. And he's been scoring the basketball pretty decently in a few opportunities he's gotten. And now with Zach LaVine out for a while with this knee injury, they definitely need some scoring and depth at the guard position is the Chicago Bulls team. And they've gone down with a lot of injuries and a lot of guys who've been on the safety and protocol list this season. So the last few games here for Danamusu, January 11th versus the Pistons, 10 points, a rebound, a block, a 3, 44% from the field. January 12th versus the Nets, 5 points, a rebound, an assist, a block, 33% from the field. January 14th versus the Warriors, he had a poor ball game in 30 minutes. No points, 2 boards. And then January 15th at Boston, what a ball game. 21 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 threes, and a whopping 90% from the field. So right now, like I mentioned, LaVine's going to be out. He could score the basketball decently. And if you need that at the guard position, he's available right now in 94% of fantasy leagues. The next guard I'd look to add this week's Cam Thomas of the Brooklyn Nets. So Cam Thomas, he's been a pretty surprising player this season here for this net team. And Thomas, we know he can score the basketball. We know this net team's banged up again. And Thomas, another rookie, is well playing good on the season. 7.7 points a game, 2.5 rebounds, 1.1 assist, 43% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, he's really stepped his game up. 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, an assist, 1.1 steals, 1.1 threes a game, and 51% from the field here for Thomas. So right now, we know Kevin Durant's out 4 to 6 weeks with the MCL. And they're going to need some scoring punch. And still, Kyrie Irving isn't cleared yet to play on the home games for this net team. Until we get further notice on this, Cam Thomas, he's going to be a big part for this net team. And over the last few games here, he's playing 30-plus minutes. So the last few games here for Thomas, January 12th at the Bulls, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and assists, 25% from the field. January 13th versus the Thunder, 21 points, 3 boards, a steal, a 3, 44% from the field. And then January 15th versus the Pelicans, 20 points, 6 boards, and assists, 2 threes, and 69% from the field. So right here, a lot of ball games today in the NBA on MLK Day. And right now, they got a decent matchup of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Well, I think Thomas, he's going to have an expanded role, like I mentioned, with Durant out. And even though I know Irving could play on the road games, and the Nets' next 4 games are on the road, but right now, he's playing good basketball, and he's available in 88% of fantasy leagues. The next guard I would look to get this week is Alec Burks of the New York Knicks. So Alec Burks, he's been pretty decent for this Knicks team over the last season and a half now that he's been with him. On the season here for Burks, 11.9 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.9 threes a game, and 39% from the field. So right here, he's hurt known as in the field goal percentage mark is Alec Burks. But right now, he's also a guard not available in many leagues, 43% of leagues. But the last few weeks here, the numbers have been pretty much the same as well for Burks. But he's getting a little more playing time. And this Knicks team here, they've been dealing with injuries on and off all season as well. Kemba Walker, he's been questionable now, it seems like. The last 3 or 4 games, he was in the rotation, out of the rotation. And now he just hasn't played in weeks here. Cam Reddish, we don't know what the deal is with him. The Knicks trade a first-round pick and get him. He's got a banged-up ankle, and now it's not even promised he's going to play major minutes. Tom Thibodeau came out and said yesterday. So right here, Alex Burks, I think his role is bulletproof in this Knicks offense, and he's going to play those 25, 30 minutes a game no matter who's on the team or what off the bench here for this team. So the last few games here for Burks, January 10th versus the Spurs, 16 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 threes, 50% from the field. January 12th versus the Mavs, 10 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 threes, 22% from the field. And January 15th at the Hawks, 17 points, 9 boards, 8 assists, 2 threes, 50% from the field. So almost a triple-double in that one. So right here, he's a decent scorer of the basketball, decent 3-point shooter, and he's a pretty good rebounder and assist guy as well. So Alex Burks, if he's out there somehow in your fantasy leagues, I definitely would give him an ad this week. The next guard's Grayson Allen of the Milwaukee Bucks are Grayson Allen. He's been on and off this list most of the season here, but he's a good scorer, a good three-point shooter. And obviously over there in Milwaukee, he's the fourth or fifth option where defenses aren't going to really play much defense on him, and he's going to hit a lot of corner threes. So Allen, he was out on the safety and protocol list for a few games here, but he's returned and he's played pretty well on the season. 12 points a game, 3.4 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 2.7 threes a game, and 42% from the field. So like I mentioned, he's a sharpshooter, and that's his specialty. So in 2 games back here for Allen, January 13th versus the Warriors, 15 points, 5 boards, 2 steals, a block, 3 threes, 60% from the field. And January 15th versus the Raptors, 18 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, a steal, 3 threes, and 54% from the field. So he definitely could put it up. He definitely could score. And he's going to play his 28, 31 minutes a game here range for this Buck team. So right now, if you need some scoring and three-point shooting, I think Allen is a good add this week. And he's available in 75% of fantasy leagues. And the fifth and final guard I looked to add this week's Bones Hyland of the Denver Nuggets. So Bones Hyland, we saw flashes from him early in the season, but over the last few games here, he's picked it up once again, and he's played good basketball for this Nugget team. We know Jamal Murray still ain't back. Austin Rivers, he's banged up and stuff. So Bones Hyland taking the most of his opportunity here in his rookie year, and he's had some good games on the season. 8.8 points a game, 2.5 boards, 1.7 assists, 1.8 threes a game, and 36% from the field. So right here, looking at a poor shooting percentage, but everything else pretty decent for the rookie Hyland. In the last couple weeks for him, 10 points, 4.4 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 2.3 threes a game, and 36% from the field. So right now, he's available still in 81% of leagues. And if you need a guard that could score the basketball and hit threes, he's definitely the guy for you. The last few games here for Hyland, January 13th versus the Blazers, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 threes, 50% from the field. January 15th versus the Lakers, a huge game, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, a whopping 6 threes, 53% from the field. And then the last night's ball game versus Utah, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, 3 threes, and 35% from the field. So he's scoring well. He's getting good playing time, about 25 to 35-minute range here. And I would ride it out with Hyland, especially with all the injuries and still some players on the safety and protocol list around the league and on fantasy teams. So that's a few guards I would add here for Week 14 of the fantasy basketball season.